In rural Maharashtra, especially in districts like Nashik and Pune, wild leopards are causing serious problems for farming communities. In 2025, over 350 livestock have been killed, resulting in an estimated loss of $60,000, a heavy burden for families living off the land. In Vadgaon, one leopard attack wiped out 6 goats in a single night, while villages like Igatpuri are spending hundreds of dollars per farm just to keep predators away. With attacks increasing and costs rising, how can we reduce the problems that give people here headaches year after year? Let's explore together in this video. A leopard is an extremely dangerous animal. It can lunge at you and tear you apart in less than 3 seconds. The safest way to hunt this species is by using a gun. Hunting leopards with a rifle is not only a test of precision, patience, and courage, but is also considered one of the most challenging and dangerous hunts in Africa. Unlike prey that roam openly in herds, leopards are secretive, solitary, and prefer dense cover, making encounters in the wild a rare and intense experience. For hunters, this is not only about shooting skills but also about understanding behavior, timing, and terrain. Every step of the process, from scouting to shooting, requires a combination of general knowledge, discipline, and careful planning to ensure both success and safety. The first stage of any leopard hunt is legal and logistical preparation. Since leopards are protected under international law, only a limited number of hunting permits are issued each year in countries like Namibia, Zimbabwe, and Tanzania. These permits are issued under strict quotas and typically require coordination with a licensed outfitter and a professional hunter. Without these legal frameworks, any leopard hunting would be illegal and could result in heavy fines or imprisonment. Ethical hunters understand that this process is necessary to ensure that hunting is managed and conservation-based. Once the paperwork is completed, the actual hunt begins with scouting and sign tracking. Leopards are territorial animals and tend to patrol specific areas repeatedly, leaving behind clear signs such as paw prints, claw marks on tree trunks, and scat. In the early morning, local trackers and professional hunters scour dry riverbeds, forest edges, and rocky outcrops for recent activity. The goal is to locate a male leopard, often the only legal target, and determine its path. This process is not quick. It can take several days, sometimes over a week, before enough evidence confirms the presence of a huntable leopard. Choosing the right gun is another important part of leopard hunting. While leopards are not as large as lions or buffalo, they are extremely agile and very dangerous when wounded. Most hunters use bolt-action rifles chambered in calibers like .308, .30-06, or .300 Win Mag, famous for accuracy and stopping power. Some prefer heavier rounds like .375 HNH for added safety. A low-power scope with an illuminated reticle is ideal for low-light conditions, and the ammunition must be soft-point or bonded bullets designed for rapid expansion and efficient energy transfer. The shot itself must be precise and deliberate, ideally aimed at the shoulder or just behind it to ensure a quick and humane kill. At this stage, a blind is constructed. This is a small, camouflage shelter built 20 to 60 yards from the bait, positioned downwind to avoid detection. The blind must be quiet, scent-free, and offer a clear view of the bait. Typically made from natural materials or canvas, it accommodates the hunter, guide, and sometimes a cameraman or tracker. Inside, silence is key. Hunters may sit for hours, sometimes multiple nights in a row, waiting for the right moment. Most leopards feed at dawn or dusk, so hunts usually take place during low-light hours, making patience and preparation essential. But even with careful planning, not every shot is perfect. If a leopard is wounded, the most dangerous part of the hunt begins tracking. A wounded leopard will often retreat into thick brush or rocky terrain and lie in wait for its pursuers. This is when things get dangerous. Tracking teams, led by the professional hunter and local guides, proceed slowly and with backup rifles ready. These moments are filled with tension, the leopard may charge without warning, and shots must be taken quickly and accurately. Many professional hunters consider this the true test of courage and experience, and unfortunately, history has recorded several hunters who did not survive. Finally, if the hunt is successful, the leopard is skinned and preserved under strict trophy regulations. Authorities document the hunt, sometimes take DNA samples, and the trophy is tagged and exported with permits. In total, a leopard hunt can take up to 10 to 14 days, combining legality, strategy, and field skill. For those who pursue it ethically and legally, it's not just a trophy on the wall, but a profound experience of hunting one of Africa's most intelligent and elusive predators. And in the eyes of conservationists, properly managed hunting can contribute to local economies and wildlife management so long as it is conducted with transparency and care. So do you think this method is truly effective in controlling such a dangerous animal? Let us know your answer in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intense hunts right here on our channel. In the vast wilderness of Montana, legal bison hunts are not just a seasonal tradition, they're a necessary defense. While wild bison may symbolize the untamed spirit of the American West, their unchecked presence has caused real damage. Cars totaled on snowy highways, hikers injured on remote trails, and ranch fences shattered under the weight of a charging herd. These aren't rare accidents, they're growing problems. To keep both people and property safe, hunters have stepped in with state-approved strategies to control bison numbers. But here's the real question, How do they manage to take down such massive, powerful animals in the wild terrain of Montana? Let's find out, together, right after this. Before stepping onto the plains in pursuit of a wild bison, hunters must first navigate a landscape of legal requirements. States like Montana and Alaska, along with various tribal lands, offer limited hunting permits, usually through a lottery system. These permits are closely regulated, and with good reason. Bison are not only majestic but also protected under specific wildlife management policies. Additionally, most designated hunting areas are adjacent to sensitive zones like Yellowstone National Park, so a single misstep across an invisible boundary could result in hefty fines or legal trouble. Understanding these rules isn't just about legality, it's about respecting the privilege of the hunt.
Good job.
Once the paperwork is squared away, attention turns to gear, starting with the rifle. Taking down a bison, which can weigh nearly a ton, is not a task for light calibers. Experienced hunters favor powerful cartridges like the .30-06 Springfield or the .338 Win Mag, paired with controlled expansion bullets designed to penetrate thick hide and bone. Bolt-action rifles are a reliable choice for their accuracy and durability, and a solid scope is essential for long-distance precision. Choosing the right setup is not just about firepower, it's about ensuring a clean, ethical harvest. With gear in hand, the hunt begins in earnest with locating the herd. Depending on the region, bison may be found grazing in vast open prairies or sheltered in snowy highlands. Scouting becomes an art form, requiring sharp eyes and patience. Hunters rely on binoculars and spotting scopes to observe movement from a distance, identifying signs like wallows and well-worn trails. Cold weather, especially after snowfall, offers an advantage by highlighting fresh tracks, clues that bring hunters closer to their quarry without disturbing the natural rhythm of the land.
I don't care.
Closing the distance, however, requires more than simple tracking. Stalking a bison demands careful strategy, starting with the wind. Approaching from downwind helps conceal human scent, while ridgelines and natural cover provide the necessary stealth to stay hidden. Positioning within 150 to 300 yards ensures an ethical shot while minimizing the chance of alerting the herd. Each movement must be deliberate. In bison country, one wrong step can turn opportunity into failure. When the moment finally comes to take the shot, precision and restraint are critical. Bison have thick hides, massive muscles, and dense bone structures that can absorb poorly placed rounds. The best shot is broadside, aiming just behind the front shoulder to target the lungs. A quartering away angle can also offer a lethal path, but headshots should be avoided. Despite their allure, the thick skull often deflects bullets, leading to suffering rather than a swift end. True marksmanship is measured not by bravado, but by clean kills. Even with a well-placed shot, the hunt isn't over. Bison are notoriously resilient, and it's not uncommon for a wounded animal to remain standing or attempt escape. A follow-up shot may be necessary. Once the bison goes down, hunters must observe carefully from a distance to ensure it has expired before approaching. At that point, tagging the animal is not only a legal requirement but a moment of reverence. It's a ritual that closes the hunt with gratitude and responsibility, marking the end of one journey and the beginning of another, processing, preserving, and honoring the harvest. What's your take on this hunting method? Share your thoughts in the comments below, we'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more real hunting stories every week.
Which one are we looking at?
Loaded sharks. That was pretty exciting.